Thank you very much for inviting me to speak with you today. I think that the Prime Minister Barzani is coming at a very important time in the United States. As you know, Donald Trump recently completed his first 100 days in office, and he's also recently returned from a trip to the Middle East. And so I believe this is a very, important time in terms of the timing of the delegation. And there will be a focus on investments, the energy sector in the Kurdistan region of Iraq, as well as a focus on what the Kurdistan region of Iraq offers to the United States more broadly in terms of security and stability for U.S. policies in the wider region. Well, I think they will be very important both for the Kurdistan region and also for the United States. I mean, the agreements were just signed today, so we don't yet have all the details. But I know that this is one of the issues that I believe President Trump as well as Prime Minister Barzani agree on in the sense of wanting to focus on investments, economic development, and specifically the energy sector. So this is a prime example of how the priorities of, I believe, this new Trump administration and the Kurdistan region overlap. Well, I think, as you know, the U.S. embassy or the consulate rather in Erbil is scheduled to open later this year. This is going to be the largest U.S. overseas consulate in the world. I believe Prime Minister Barzani actually has already visited the consulate in Erbil together with the Consul General Steve Bittner, who is based in Erbil representing the United States. And so the size of the consulate alone, I think, tells a lot in terms of how important and significant the Kurdistan region is for the United States. Um, the U.S. Obviously, as your viewers know, operates in Baghdad as well as in the Kurdistan region of Iraq, and a lot of our activities in Syria are dependent on our access to the Kurdistan region, and so. The recent visit between Trump and Ahmed al-Shara, the new head of the interim government in Syria, also, I think, is quite telling in the sense that there's a new era where we're kind of in a new moment. And if I may, I would suggest that the situation in Syria with the fall of the Assad regime, who previously was backed, as you know, by Russia and Iran, has created an entirely new opportunity for the United States, for the Kurdistan region, for Turkey, for Jordan, for other countries in the region, to build a new and better Syria, that at least there is that possibility now. And I think that, some people have compared the situation in Syria with the fall of the Assad regime, the fall of the Berlin Wall, that it's a very significant geopolitical moment, and it's the end not just of the Assad dynasty, but also the end of Russian and Iranian presence in Syria. And so there's a lot of opportunities now for the United States and also the Kurdistan region of Iraq moving forward to shape the new developments in Syria. Those are excellent questions. I believe that both former President Biden and President Trump see the value of the Kurdistan region to the United States, and the value of a strong and stable Iraq as well. So I think that the issues you mentioned regarding the PKK demobilization or the dissolution of the PKK is also a very transformative moment. And so we have both the new developments in Syria and the new developments in Turkey overlapping at the same time. This is a once in a generation opportunity really for a new, better, more peaceful future for both Syria, the Kurdistan region, and Turkey if this conflict could be resolved peacefully. And so I am hopeful. I would like to be hopeful, and I know that Prime Minister Barzani has been supportive of the peace process, and I believe that everyone in Washington also appreciates that. And so I do hope that we will see the fruits of these efforts, these dialogues that have been going on for the past year or so. Well, the first 100 days of the Trump administration, or I should say, really the first 100 days of any new administration are often a bit chaotic because the new administration is bringing in new people. It takes a while for the new positions to be filled, et cetera, for assistant secretaries, et cetera, to be confirmed by the Senate. And so often the first few months or so of a new administration is chaotic. I believe this new administration under Trump has been more chaotic than usual, even. And so I wouldn't interpret, this. I mean, I would interpret what's happened, or the uh, perception that the U.S. hasn't, or that Trump hasn't made Kurdistan as big of a priority as other issues. I wouldn't interpret it that way, because I think he's focused mostly on domestic issues. And then in terms of the foreign policy, obviously he's been very focused on Russia, Ukraine, on Israel, Hamas, and with a recent trip to the Middle East, to the Gulf countries as well. But that doesn't mean that the Kurdistan region is somehow of lesser importance. I think it's just an issue of the amount of time that he's had until now to focus on these priorities. So from my understanding, the conversation between Secretary of State Rubio and Prime Minister Barzani last month, they addressed this issue of the pipeline between Iraq and Turkey, and that there is also a desire for that to be reopened. So I think that's one of the key issues that will facilitate, and relieve some of the economic problems that you're facing at the moment. That's something that the US could play a part in, but it's also, to a large extent, an issue between Baghdad and Ankara that they need to make progress on. But if Prime Minister Barzani during his visit here is able to, communicate to Trump what specifically could be done, I imagine that, again, it would align with Trump's policies in terms of his deal making and wanting to support the energy sector, that he would be sympathetic to Prime Minister Barzani's conundrum. I'm not sure I fully understand the question. Again, these agreements were just signed earlier this morning, and so the implications of those agreements, we will have to see how they, how things are implemented on the ground. But I think that these are all issues that are things that the Trump administration cares about. So I think that, Prime Minister Barzani will be knocking on an open door when he raises these issues. So I imagine that, the meeting with Secretary of State Rubio will focus on diplomatic issues, on issues of diplomacy between the Kurdistan region and Baghdad, perhaps, or with Turkey. I also could imagine that the issues will, Secretary of State Rubio has shown a keen interest in the question of minorities around the world, including in the Middle East, including in the Kurdistan region of Iraq. And so he may address issues of religious freedom, the plight of the Yazidi minority in Iraq, of the Christian minority. So I imagine those will be some of the issues they will address. But again, it's, I would be speculating because the meeting hasn't happened yet, but I imagine those will be some of the issues that he may raise.